with the ultimate of respect to Tyrod Taylor, I was saying from Jump Street that despite the amount of time that he had been waiting for this opportunity and the fact that this team, the Browns, were aggressive right when the new league year was beginning. They went out, if you recall, they went out before the new league year began, and they got Tyrod Taylor and Jarvis Landry in back-to-back days, essentially, letting everybody know, okay, we've got all these draft picks. We got 2 of the top 4 draft picks. We're going to go get Tyrod Taylor. We're going to go get Jarvis Landry. We are done trying to suffer with rookie quarterbacks around here. We're 1-31 in the last 2 years. We're getting our brains beaten in. We're going to start trying to win some football games while we do draft our future at the top of the draft. And so much talk about it. Is it going to be Darnold? Should it be Saquon Barkley? And it wound up being Baker Mayfield. And as soon as that happened with Baker Mayfield, a lot of people were wondering what in the hell were the Cleveland Browns thinking, taking somebody who might be 6'1", might be at the top of a draft. That's why Drew Brees went in the second round. That's why Russell Wilson went in later rounds. You take quarterbacks who are, if you will, vertically challenged later on. You don't take them number 1 overall unless this person has it. And Baker Mayfield certainly showed a whole boatload of it at Oklahoma, walking on 2 different programs, winning a Heisman Trophy. And I was wondering over and over again, correct?
Correct.
Over and over and over again, why aren't the Browns just coming out of the box with this guy? He's number 1 overall. You earned that pick, man. Did you ever earn that pick? And Tyrod Taylor is the perfect bridge quarterback, sure, but he's also the perfect guy to have there. If Baker Mayfield struggles, you take him out, put this kid in. And I understand that would be a blow to the confidence of Baker Mayfield, but that's one thing that makes up the it. He has a boatload of confidence. Came through the television set last night. Wherever you were watching that game, it just burst through the television set the minute he strolled onto the field, and in a way that we have seen J.J. Watt in Houston, Marshawn Lynch in Seattle, that defense in Seattle, when those individuals make plays like the Matrix, they are plugged into the fans in the stands. Baker Mayfield has that it. Why in the world was he not taking snaps with the first team at all? What were you trying to protect? What are you trying to do? Certainly when in Houston last year, let's go with Tom Savage. The minute Deshaun Watson gets in, boom. Oh, well, we're not taking Deshaun Watson out anymore, are we? Mahomes was a different story last year. A totally different story last year because they were not trying to build up anything in Kansas City. It's already built. It was already built. And you had a coach who had the ability to look at management and say, let's trade up for this number 1 overall pick, let's trade up for this top first-round draft choice by using a later first. Don't need it. Don't worry. We're built here. We don't need to use our first-round talent on somebody to help us win this year. We've got Alex Smith. We've got this team. Let's get our future right now and do what's so rare in this business. Keep winning while transitioning to the next quarterback. 2 totally different equations with the Jets and Sam Darnold, with the Browns and what Baker Mayfield's going on. What maybe the Cardinals should do this week, with all due respect to Sam Bradford. You draft the kid who's got it. You don't bottle it. You unleash the it. Unleash the it. And I'm just going to go for it here. Okay, I'm going to go for it here because it's also somewhat therapeutic for me what I'm about to say. I'm going to go for it.
Just do it, man.
It's possible for the second time the New York Jets knock a quarterback out of the game and release the it for another team. Release the it. You know who's really good at releasing the it for another franchise? The Jets are great at releasing the it. And the Jets, in a span of 10 days, go from the Harlem Globetrotters to the Washington Generals.
Wait, who's Mo Lewis?
I don't know who knocked out Tyrod Taylor last night. Who was the one who sacked him? You can look that up.
All right.
I just couldn't even bother to do the research. The Jets are great at releasing your it. They're great at it. Now, obviously, Baker Mayfield's not going to be Tom Brady, one would think. But you know, you never know. You never know. One never knows. That's the beauty of the National Football League. This kid is so good. You could see the way he throws the ball, how decisive he is, what he sees. He goes for it. He plants his leg, and he cocks the arm, and he drills it. The Cleveland Browns faithful have been dying for this. Just the way he looks. Takes his helmet off. He's got like the Federer headband on. And the way he handled it last night, too. On the NFL Network last night, at the podium last night, he didn't come across as cocky at all. He came across as professional, of being a leader, and ready to do it again. Now, I understand that, that Hugh Jackson said after the game that he needs to look at the tape. And initially when I saw that, I retweeted that saying that that's absolutely ridiculous. But then Tom Pelissero, my colleague at the NFL Media Group, was one of the first to tweet out that Hugh Jackson with Tyrod Taylor, a veteran who everybody does respect in the concussion protocol, last thing he needs to do with maybe his egg scrambled is to be told by one of his buddies or somebody that, hey, Hugh Jackson just gave away your job at the podium. Let Hugh deal with Tyrod. There's a mini bye coming up. Tons of time to handle this situation. And Hugh could take the slings and arrows of fuss in the media because that's all he's been doing for the last 635 days prior to last night.
True.
Okay? So it's going to be Baker Mayfield. We all saw it. We all sensed it. Wherever the hell you watch the game, numbers should be huge on the NFL Network because it just went wildfire. Baker Mayfield's getting in the game, and you sit down, and it was so different. Baker Mayfield's first career start of all places will be in the black hole. Come on. Hugh Jackson's former place of business, and John Gruden's team could be 0-3 when they walk in the building. Oh, come on. I mean, just think about it. Again, with all due respect to Tyrod Taylor, with all due respect to him, how do these games look to you with Baker Mayfield at the controls? Baker Mayfield is going to be at Oakland and home for Baltimore. Okay, first division game against the Ravens at home. Then against the Chargers. Him versus Phillip Rivers is just going to be all sorts of so much fun. At Tampa Bay, the football gods want Baker Mayfield and Ryan Fitzpatrick to ball out. At Pittsburgh.
Converge.
At Pittsburgh. Go plant that flag in Heinz Field for Cleveland, Baker Mayfield. Go do it. Home for Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes against Baker Mayfield. Atlanta comes to town. Matt Ryan and Baker Mayfield. Bye week at Cincinnati, Battle of Ohio. At Houston, Baker Mayfield at Deshaun Watson. Home for Carolina, Baker Mayfield versus Heisman Trophy winner Cam Newton. At Denver on a Saturday. Who knows what that's going to mean, maybe for Week 15 football. Home for Cincinnati, at Baltimore. It's all there. It's so exciting. I'm jumping out of my skin. I can't even imagine what Cleveland Brown fans are thinking.
So we have 14-1-1 probably for Baker Mayfield?
No. But that's what I'm saying as well. Why I said you got to go with Mayfield is because you've got to get the highs and lows out of the way now, just like what the Jets are doing with Darnold. They're going to get the highs and lows. Every single one of these snaps for Darnold, he's taking it all in. He's a very talented rookie quarterback who has a bright future ahead of him. And I'm just glad that the Jets went ahead and started him this year because I should say this. I was about to say, because the Jets can't release the it by injuring somebody to bring in the person who should start, even though that did happen for Ryan Fitzpatrick 2 years ago. The Jets are great at releasing the it for somebody else and themselves when they don't want to.
Avery Williamson is the Mo Lewis in this situation.
Very good. Hey, Cleveland Brown fans, you should start sending money to his charity like the Bills did for Dalton. Because they did you a favor last night. But I need to stop because I don't want to make light of somebody being concussed. It's not a joke.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.